We came back in 2021, post-pandemic, to host all 3 North American jet teams in what we call the Super Bowl of air shows. That same year, we became the first nationally broadcast air show through our partnership with Disney and Hulu. We launched a first-of-its-kind music festival, the Afterburner Music Festival, and we brought music back to Huntington Beach for the first time in over a decade. In 2022, Pacific Airshow generated over $75 million in earned media and $750 million impressions throughout all forms of media. This brings a level of visibility to our military that's never been seen before, while delivering an overall economic impact to our local community of over $120 million. In 2022, we were once again recognized as the U.S. Air Force Show Site of the Year, and we were also recognized by the International Council of Air Shows as a Pinnacle Award winner for innovation in our industry. In 2023, we launched a global expansion at Gold Coast and became the only multinational aviation event and delivered the biggest air show by attendance in Australia's history. In 6 short years, now 7, tomorrow's going to be 7, because we're going to have tomorrow. We've entertained and inspired tens of millions of spectators, both on the ground and at home, through our broadcast. We've delivered cumulatively nearly $1 billion in economic impact to the Southern California economy, all without one single arrest. Maybe there was one. It was our security director. In 2023, this year, we hosted more military performers than Carter's Got Pills. Where's Wayne at? That was for you, Wayne. We had a former president fly by. We weathered a literal storm and a shitstorm in Congress. More important than all of that, Huntington Beach and Pacific Airshow have become known as an event and a venue that's welcoming and inclusive. We don't just welcome a diverse group of spectators and fans, non-endemics, people that don't know what the hell a rhino is. They think it's in the zoo. We welcome families of our great aviators, pilots, maintainers, and all those that serve. We hope you feel welcomed here in Huntington Beach. Let's give them a round of applause. In every way, those that participate in Pacific Airshow have become one big family. And I'm extremely proud of that. I know our team is, and I hope you guys enjoy being part of that family, because if you're here, you're stuck with us. People ask me how I measure the success of the event. Obviously, we talked about all the big numbers. And I'd answer by asking you to just look around the party, right? Success is not measured by the money or social stats. Success is measured by the people you inspire. And I know that our teams will echo this sentiment. Airshow legend Sean D. Tucker is not here with us, but he once told me that aviation is a powerful metaphor for finding the joy in life and living your life to the fullest of your potential. This week we've come together for a common goal, to showcase human excellence and inspire a whole new audience. And for me, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's all about. So, I've got some people I want to thank, but before I do, I want to say, just to really summarize that, the Pacific Airshow is a team effort. It's not just about me, it's not just about the Code 4 team, it's about, the bellman at the hotel, it's about the interactions at the airport, it's about the volunteers, it's about the entire experience that you have from end to end. And our community represents us well, and we hope that you feel welcomed here. But I want to say that it's a team effort. And if you're in this room, you're part of the team. Because if you're a performer, if you're not from Huntington Beach, you're part of delivering the experience for the community. And we really are grateful for that. So thank you for continuing to help us build the legacy of this great event in Huntington Beach. And hopefully next year we can talk about some even more cool stuff. All right, so quickly, I'm going to read out some names. This is some of the Pacific Airshow team. If you want to make your way down front here, if you possibly can, give it a try. First guy I want to recognize is our Director of Air Operations. And this guy, actually, we call him the Godfather because he created the air show in 2016. It was his idea. And that's Mr. Ken Ashmore. Where are you, Ken? Ken and I have traveled all over the world together. I won't tell you what else we've done. But we're on a budget. It's an air show, so there have been some cozy nights. But Ken is a true legend, and he's tenacious. And I know all of you have talked to him on all hours of the night, especially when we were in Gold Coast, so thanks for that. But I'm going to hand it to Ken.
Well, thank you, Kevin. It's just a pleasure working with Kevin, and what Kevin has done with this, taking this show to the next level, it's just amazing. It's fun working with Kevin. So thank you all. You know, like Kevin said, we have talked to pretty much everyone here. I think so in this past year. So thank you all for sharing all that you did to make this happen. All the information that had to go in to put this together. So thank you so much, and we'll do it again even bigger next year, right?
So don't go too far, Ken. Come down on the front here. All right, I'm just going to call. We've got the guy who takes care of you out at Los Alamitos. He started as a volunteer. This guy's more committed than anybody I've ever met. Steve Ray, where are you at, Steve? Steve's the man. He's just unbelievable. Our performer liaison, I know she's helped you all out. Lauren Hesacker, where are you? She's here. Thank you. We have Kim Bella and all of our volunteers, all of our hundreds of volunteers. Let's give them a round of applause. If you've been down to the beach, it's a pretty big setup. Interesting factoid, I didn't go down there until Friday after the air show was already going. The reason for that is because of Sam Pierce, our Director of Operations. Where are you at, Sam? You've never seen anybody come from a foreign country and do a better job. When Sam first came into the country, COVID was a thing. And so he came into the country, but he wasn't actually able to go home because the borders were closed. So he came here and he said, well, I'm committed. I'll get there and I'll go home whenever. And he stayed for 2 months. He was trapped. More? 3 months. Anyways, he came and I sent him down to the Afterburner Music Festival and I said, have a good time, figure it out. He called me like 3 times, hey, you gonna come down here? Nope. Thanks, Sam. And Sam's right-hand man is Chris Johnston. Chris, if you're out there, come on up. Chris is his XO. Another great Aussie. Aoife, where are you at? Aoife's our hospitality manager. She does an excellent job. Cheyenne, everybody knows Cheyenne. Come on over. Cheyenne is... We don't even really have a job title for Cheyenne. She does it all. She's a catch-all for everything. She really, honestly, I couldn't do it without her. She deserves another round of applause, please. Huh? She does nothing. We have Adam Willis. I'm just going to read some names here. Mark Galbraith, Jana, and Estelle, both marketing, doing a great job. Thank you, ladies. We've got our air bossing team, Wayne Boggs, Ray Shaw, Chris Tibbetts. Thank you, guys. Matt Jolly, Rick Peterson, Steph Strickland. Unbelievable job on the microphone. 6.5 hours of nonstop talking. Wayne is impressed. Security team, we've got Brian and Kent and Big Tony. Our tech team, we've got James Elizondo. Did you guys like that mile-long sound system? If it sounded good, that was because of James. So James, thank you wherever you're at. We got Gus. If you were on the internet, that's because of Gus. Josh, Cole, Sean Southard, Dave Forster, Jim Hitt, Jimmy Douglas, Eric Schmitz, right down here in the front. Carrie, Mark Brasney, PJ, Lawrence, Sarah, John, Ratana. There she is. Tara, Brandon, the entire Code 4 team. Let's give them a round of hands, please. Round of applause. I want to thank the brand amp, Todd, Charlie, Emily, McKenna. I want to thank Wings, Deanna, and Patrick, wherever you guys are. All of our fantastic vendors, friends. Thanks to our Aussies that are out there, our Australian advisory team. Thanks to the Coast Guard, to all of our public safety agencies, the SAR helicopter, emergency responders. Special shout out to Sean D. Tucker for helping Matt and Emma survive. Where are they at? All the way from Australia, rented a couple of airplanes, flew through some tornadoes just to get to Pacific Airshow Huntington Beach. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to give a big shout out to FedEx. How about that 757? FedEx has been with this show since the very beginning. They love air shows. It's a beautiful plane, maybe the best plane ever made. Dodge Oil, I want to thank you guys for all the smoke oil. Visit Huntington Beach, thank you guys for your support. Thank you very much. Share My Coach, thank you for housing us. iHeartRadio, thanks for helping getting the word out, and Moon Valley for making the chalets look nice. Thank you guys very much. You're dismissed. I did try to get the rest of the team down for a nice photo, but it didn't work out. Our team has grown significantly over the years. It started as just me and Cheyenne going, what the hell are we going to do? And we still do that, but we do it in a bigger group now. There's more tissues involved. We're working across 2 continents. We're talking about future places that we could potentially take this special recipe of bringing the air show to the people rather than the people to the air show. Gold Coast was absolutely awesome. It was incredible. It would have made you all extremely proud to see that exactly what happens here, where you have all the families pouring in, kids that have never thought about being a pilot or an aviator or even interested in anything that flies, leave going, Mommy, I want to do that. And it was super cool. We sold over 70,000 tickets, and we had about 100,000 people a day on the beach. And our team is really excited that every one of those people left as a brand ambassador, and they're going to go talk about Pacific Airshow. And I think actually many of them came to Huntington Beach because I saw them on the beach today. So it was very exciting. So you're all invited to come to Gold Coast is the short thing I'm trying to say here. I want to thank, this is a big one. I want to thank the Huntington Beach City Council. Let's give them a round of applause. Tony, Gracie, Casey, and Pat, come on up. When Oil shut this air show down, there were some people that were not too nice to the air show. They would have just assumed, see it go away. And these 4 ran and campaigned on helping to save the air show and keep it in our community. They took the arrows. When the arrows were slung, they still do. But they stood strong because they knew what this meant for our residents, to put our city on the map, and the economic impact that it brings to our businesses. These hotels, the mom and pop shops, the gas stations, everybody benefits, and the communities around us benefit. I also want to thank Michael Gates, our city attorney, wherever he's at. But I want to go ahead and offer the mic to Tony here to say a few words.
I'll be very, very, very brief. First of all, let's give a big round of applause for the Fab Four, like Casey, Pat, Gracie, and you know, this is a no-brainer. Anything that brings $120 million to our local economy, $70 million directly to our economy, and on top of the numbers, as Kevin said, looking across today, like I got special moments with my kids today, and I know many, many families had memories that will last a lifetime. And that's what it's about, is families come together, enjoying this event, and creating those memories that last a lifetime. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say how proud. We should give a big, huge round of applause for Kevin Elliott. Let's give Kevin. All the worrying that he does, all the stress that he has, this came to fruition because of his will. And I would like to think that let's another round of applause for the Code 14. But as mayor of Huntington Beach, I will tell you, my single greatest accomplishment with my team is keeping the air show here in Huntington Beach in perpetuity. And I just have to say how proud I am of Kevin and Code 4, because they're the exact kind of company. Here's a gentleman who lives in Huntington Beach and works in Huntington Beach, creates jobs here in Huntington Beach, and as mayor of Huntington Beach, I can never thank Kevin and Code 4 enough for what they do for our city in Huntington Beach. So thank you. Let's give them another big round of applause.
Sorry about that.
Picture, really quick.
Oh, picture.
Over it. He said, I got it. Mayor! Mayor!
All right, one more big round of applause for the Fat Four. Honestly, they really do deserve it. And if you don't believe me, tune into the next council meeting when 200 people turn up to talk about Trump's plane flying over. Yeah, that's going to be a late one. Sorry about that. All right, one last person. I know I've probably forgotten some people. Sincerely, and I apologize. There's so many people to thank. I thought about a blanket, and I just thought that's not good enough. So if I've forgotten you, I really apologize. But if you're in this room, it's because I'm grateful for you and your contributions. So thank you so much for being here. But there is one more person that I need to thank, and that's my beautiful wife, Jane. Where's she at? So during all this craziness, Jane and I welcomed our first son. His name is Jet. He's 8.5 months old. He's right over there. He wanted to come to the party, but he needed to have a bottle. But I love you, honey, and thanks for supporting me on this crazy journey. I will say that when we went to the show in 2016, we were walking back to our bikes, and I thought, God, that was bitchin'. I should reach out and see if they need some help with the event, you know? We're right here. And she said, can't you just enjoy a day off? Turns out the answer is no. Love you. Let's give her a round of applause. All right. So I want to get through our performers now, but I don't want to rush through it, but I do want to thank our performers. So what I'm going to do is do I have a team of Vannas? I do. So we've organized these. There's quite a few. We're going to make sure everybody gets something. So we've changed it up a little bit this year. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what we're going to do here. What we've done is a little different. We were making stuff, and I know that some of the teams gave me some feedback that a 6-foot surfboard's not very practical to take back in an F-16. So what we've decided to do is class it up a little bit. And I thought what would be unique and creative is for us to create a commemorative litho for every one of our shows, which is not the unique part. But as the teams sign it, we decided that we would have all of our operations people and people on the beach and support staff sign the posters for each of our performers. So this is what they look like. So just as you guys appreciate us, we appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hand these out, and each one of them has a personalized message written on top. So Ace Maker, where are you at? Greg Collier, Scratch Mitchell, 2 T33s. Michael Goulian, come on down. Matt Hall Racing, Matt and Emma. Emma McDonald with her very first performance here in the United States in an air show. Thank you very much. Irma! And if you guys can just bring them over and hand them out, that would be awesome. Take a picture. FedEx, Boeing 757. Thanks, FedEx, and to the wonderful pilots that fly that awesome airshow profile. We love it. Consider asking the executive team to bring it down to 200 feet. We'd like that too. Sammy Mason, where are you at, Sammy? Tom Larkin in the mini jet. Do we like the mini jet? Yeah. It's a cool, huh? First time in Huntington Beach. Black Fly. Who's going to come to the show in a Black Fly next year? I know you've all pre-ordered. Aaron Fitzgerald in the Red Bull helicopter, also known as the How the Hell Does It Do That? Lion in the C-47. Mark, where are you at? Lion Air Museum. And by the way, Lion Air Museum plays host to all of our civilian performers at John Wayne Airport. They take great care of them. If you've not been to the Lion Air Museum, I would highly recommend it. It's a beautiful place. It's run by this gentleman right here, Mark. Wave, Mark. Yep. Come see Mark. The Orange County Fire Authority water drop. They had 2 Bell 412s and 1 CH-47. And then we have the Jet Waco. Jared, where are you at? Jet Waco. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you our... Do we have everybody? Does everybody have their poster? It's a lot of posters to organize. Are we missing one? Okay. Some people are missing, but ladies and gentlemen, this is our 2023 civilian roster performers. Let's give them a huge round of applause. And in case anybody doesn't know, Emma has an alter ego. Her name is Irma. All right, next up we've got the Army. I'd like to ask the U.S. Army Hilo Demo Team from 29 16th Aviation Battalion from Fort Irwin to come up. We've got the U.S. Army Golden Knights and the U.S. Army Black Hawk from the 140th Aviation Regiment. If you saw them up there, they carried the Golden Knights up and they pushed them out of a perfectly good helicopter. Let's give it a round of applause for our Army participants. I can't do it. We won't do that again because I'm going to rip my pants. It's a real thing. All right, next up, Navy. Who likes Navy? All right, where are the leapfrogs at? We get the leapfrogs down here. We have a U.S. Navy F-18 Super Hornet demo, the U.S. Navy F-35C demo, the U.S. Navy Growler demo, and the U.S. Navy Seahawk helicopters from HSC-23. Again, they carried the leapfrogs up and they pushed them out. Pile in. Navy's rolling deep at Pacific Airshow, baby. Awesome, thank you guys very much. I'd shake all of your hands individually, but... Oh yeah, you want to come up? Thank you so much. That's good. All right, we're getting there. Actually, this is our last page, so we really are getting there. Thank you guys for sticking through this. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, the Air Force. Some fangirls out there, I love it. All right, California Air National Guard C-130J with the Modular Airborne Firefighting System MAFFS demo. Where are you at? That thing is pretty cool. Puts out a lot of water. How'd you guys like the F-15 from the Bayou Militia? And that thing's got a slick paint job on it too. I'm gonna paint my car like that. Like Eastbound and Down. All right, we got the U.S. Air Force KC-135 from the 432nd Air Refueling Wing at March. No? All right. Steve-O Hinton, Heritage Flight, P51D. Steve-O, come on down. That was an unbelievable Heritage Flight. I swear, it gives me goosebumps. Come on down. You're the next contestant on. I'm gonna come down there. Anybody a Taylor out there? All right. Next up, and we're gonna do these individually. We've got. You guys probably don't remember this from today, but the U.S. Air Force F-22 Raptor demo. Do you remember that one? Raz, you're out there.
Thank you very much. Well, I just want to say thank you very much for having us. First ever F-22 at Huntington Beach. Been extremely welcoming to all of our California natives and all of our families. And Kevin, you and the team set the standard that all air shows should strive to emulate. We were going to plan to use the shutdown as an excuse to come back next year, but we've got plenty of other reasons to come back. So thank you all very much for hosting our team. We've had a fantastic time.
That's sharp. Love it. All right, next up, we have the U.S. Air Force F-35A demo, Major Kristen Beowulf. Beo. Did I get it? Oh, okay. Thank you for being here.
Thank you all for being here. It's been awesome.
I like it. Another round of applause. All right. Normally we save dessert for last, but in this case it'll go second to last. Where's Oreo at? Major Brett Parker from the Canadian Forces Snowbirds, everybody. Let's give it up. Our friends from the north. And until about an hour ago, they were going to save our ass.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I can't tell you how great it is to be back up and back down, I guess, down to Huntington Beach. We missed the opportunity last year. So obviously to be able to come down to California and share, obviously, with all these amazing first-class acts, to share the stage with everybody. I can't tell you how privileged I am to be able to be here to do that. You know, as you had mentioned, Kevin, you wouldn't be able to do anything, especially that we can do, without a team. And a team is incredibly important for us. as you can imagine, when we kicked the door in on Thursday afternoon, after probably almost lost my ticket from SoCal because I was trying to just land in Alamitos, they were telling me I was going all over the place for LAX control, but whatever. Anyways, a minor, it's minor, it's okay. But anyways, you know, when you land and it becomes one of those, so go ahead to serviceability, and there's kind of like, oh, I don't know, maybe there's 5 red jets, and it's kind of like, what? And that was pretty much what, sorry, this is Sergeant Simon Fredette, my crew chief, amazing. All that to say, when we go and you know, there weren't massive snags, but there were snags that obviously get ready for Friday's performance, and obviously the team we wouldn't be able to do what we've been able to do without all the incredible work that's happened for all of the Blues that do that. So again, just a small round of applause for all the guys on the crew there. Thanks so much for making that happen for us. Hopefully the Mother Nature cooperates into tomorrow. We get a chance to do a little bit more. Obviously, we'd like to put a shout out to Lauren, our POC. Thank you so much for all the work that you've done to host us here. And obviously, last but not least, Kevin Elliott, thank you so much. I know we met in ICAST, and obviously what an amazing event. We love being here. Thanks so much for having us, and we look forward to hopefully being invited back. So thanks again.
You saved the day, fixed all the jets. They worked all night. Steve Ray told me, he said, we set up every light we had. I hope they do all right. This next litho is a special one because it goes to a special group of people that we have a really, I'm trying to sound like Trump now, special. They're special people. But in all sincerity, we have a very close relationship with this team. They feel like family to me. And of the 7 years of Pacific Airshow, they've been here 6 years, so I think it's safe to say we're their home show. I'd like to invite up Commander Leader, and also potentially my son, Justin Elliott, and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. Put your hands together. He can fill you in on that. We're going to get one more picture and then...
So, thanks, Dad. I appreciate you having me up on the stage for just a minute. Hey, it's an amazing evening. We're going to get to fly tomorrow, and I'm extremely excited to be able to see that. Well, this just got real positive. So we're going to do something special tonight, and since we've got a big crowd, and I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce the officers of the United States Air Force Thunderbirds to you. 2 through 12, come on up. All right, as they take the stage, what I want you to process from this is a pretty special team. This team is 135 people. It's not 6 pilots that fly airplanes. It's 135 people that make this operation happen in between 2 and 4 United States cities and even world cities every single week, moving people across the country at least twice a week, if not 4 times. And that doesn't just happen. It starts with special people from a selectively manned unit where we take 689,000 people from the Air Force and distill it down to the 135 that best represent this nation. So when I introduce these folks, listen to these backgrounds and what they do for our team. I'm going to start with Thunderbird 2, Major Zachary Taylor. He goes by Zeke. He's my left wingman. Now, the before Zeke joined the team, he was an F-15C pilot, so he actually had to switch weapon systems to the Viper to join this team. He spent 6 years in Kadena, Japan, which meant he was patrolling the Taiwan Straits, chasing down Chinese fighter jets for real, before switching jets and then joining my team as Thunderbird 2. Huge round of applause for Zeke. Thunderbird 3, Major Jacob Pellizzeri, he goes by Primo. He's my right wingman. You guys know him. He was our narrator last year. And now he's joined the demonstration. Before he joined the team, he has thousands of hours in the Pacific Theater as well. He was actually the Viper demonstration pilot before joining the Thunderbirds and doing some of the most dangerous flying that you can do. Huge round of applause for Primo. Thunderbird 4 is Major Lauren Schlichting. She goes by Threat. For those who are not tracking, Threat is a living piece of history. She comes to us from the F-15E Strike Eagle. She has 500 combat hours in the F-15E before joining our team, switching to the F-16. Right wingman last year, and now our slot pilot, the lead instructor for the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds, and the first female slot pilot in the history of the team. Huge round of applause for Threat. And right next to her is Major Daniel Katz. He goes by Thunder. He's Thunderbird 5 with the 5 upside down. Thunder is our other lead instructor pilot. He is our lead solo, which means he's responsible for the max performance of our aircraft. All of the sneak passes, all of the shocking maneuvers that you see are taught by him. Huge round of applause for Thunder. All right, right in front of me, you have Major Eric Tice. He's Thunderbird 6. He goes by Miami. Now, Miami comes to us from the European theater, and he has a pretty special story. Miami is one of the few people that you will get to talk to about what it's like to have an F-16 go bad and have to eject from that airplane, live to tell the tale, recover in a couple of weeks, get right back up there to flying combat missions, and then decide to sign up for the Thunderbirds as the opposing solo, doing literally the most dangerous flying you can possibly do on this planet. Huge round of applause for Miami. I mentioned that this team's not just 6 pilots. Now, if I put myself on the side of the stage with these 6 pilots that fly the demonstration, we are referred to often as the show ponies. We get to eat the glittered oats, we get to have a great time, we get to get out there and fly, life's good, right? But this operation doesn't just happen. And so when I introduce number 7 through 12, check out how complex these jobs are. I'm going to start with Lieutenant Colonel Taylor White. Thunderbird 7, he goes by Flash. I mentioned that this team transverses the United States at least twice every week. At least twice a week, we're going to pick up on a Thursday, load everything and every person we own. Spare engines, spare parts, show center equipment, the production itself, into C-17s, fly it across the country, download everything on a Thursday night, fly twice on Friday, do the show, and then fly all the way back home to Nellis. An enormous operation. He's second in command of this squadron, and he runs the entirety of that operation. Huge round of applause for Flash. Thunderbird 8 is Major Jeffrey Downey. He goes by Simmer. Now, Simmer, you guys know him because he's the voice of the team. He does a lot better job than I do. He's the one that narrates for this demonstration. He also, by the way, is the one that flies our hometown heroes around, does our photo chase for the demonstration, and he's our advanced pilot, which means he gets to take one F-16 with one person, go with 1 day in front of the entirety of the team and build the air show for us, the Thunderbirds, to make sure that this operation can succeed. Huge round of applause for the giant job of Thunderbird 8. All right. Major Travis Grindstaff, Thunderbird 9 goes by Angry. He's the least angry person you're ever going to meet in your life. Look at his face. Look at his face. He runs a very important job called the Shine. Now, the Shine, believe it or not, is how you find show center on, for example, 900-foot overcast days with hanging smoke and haze. When you're 5 miles away, entire boats and beaches will disappear. So he runs a series of signal mirrors and beacons that actually draw us back to the shore, kind of like the ones I'm looking at right here on the stage. And that's a big job in and of itself. But oh, by the way, Angry is a medical doctor. He's our flight surgeon. He's the ones that enable 1 through 6 to fly the demonstration no matter what's wrong with us. Huge round of applause for Angry. All right, Thunderbird 10, Captain Randy Winther, she goes by Smoke. All right, I can see you guys like her. That's good. I do too. She's my executive officer. On paper, she takes care of the entirety of the administration phase for this squadron, which means while I go fly twice a day, she's effectively the squadron commander for the Thunderbirds. Now on top of that, she's able to do these other jobs as well, from airlift to shine, not the flight surgeon part necessarily, but she could probably do it, to narration, to today, taking a jet ski and flipping through waves over water, to shine from the back of a boat and nearly passing out and falling off the boat. That's a huge round of applause for Smoke. Now, Thunderbird 11, Major Bobby Gula, goes by Swag. You see him out on the flight line. He's got a very signature swagger when he walks around on the flight line. He's a little bit of a limp, is what I'm trying to say. Swag is our maintenance officer, all right, which means he's responsible for taking 7 to 8 jets to a location that's completely unsupported by Air Force assets, and flying those 7 to 8 jets not once a day, but twice every day. It's an enormous utilization rate, an enormous ask. Huge round of applause for 11 Swag. Thunderbird 12, Captain Katie Toner, goes by Agent. She is our agent. She's our public affairs officer. She is the voice of this team, not on the stage, but to the nation. Which means she's the one that was responsible for completely reshaping everything that we say on this team. The message that changed over the last 2 years, away from flying influencers and towards flying hometown heroes and people who give to something bigger than themselves, that was her project, and she did it very successfully. Huge round of applause for Agent. I mentioned this earlier, but each of these officers represents a shop, a part of this team, with the 130 people that represent the very best of this Air Force. You're surrounded by them wearing blue right now. I want a huge round of applause for our enlisted Corps team members in the Air Force. Thank you, guys. Okay, before we wrap tonight and I release you guys to dinner and drinks, there's just a couple of things I want to say. This is our 70th anniversary this year, which is a really important milestone for us on the Thunderbirds. This team was founded in 1953, smack in the middle of the Korean War. To understand the significance of that, I need you to go back a little bit further. The first aviation demonstration squadron in the United States was actually our friends, the Blue Angels. They were founded in 1946. They were founded in 46 because this new thing was about to happen the very next year in 47 called the U.S. Air Force. And the Navy was afraid of losing its aviation wing, so they created the Blue Angels with a very specific goal, and that's to recruit and save the aviation wing for the U.S. Navy. Very, very important. That's why their jets are blue and gold. U.S. Navy in giant letters across the bottom. In 1953, the Air Force had a bit of a different problem. We didn't have a problem with recruiting. We had a problem with institutional trust, which was being challenged between the American population and its governing bodies. Smack in the middle of the Korean War, it was a difficult time. So the Thunderbirds were created and were very intentionally not painted blue and silver, not painted the Air Force colors to recruit, but painted red, white, and blue. America's team, a team born to inspire, to unite people in the most divided of times, to bring people together, and most importantly, to create a beacon of excellence that you can look up to and say, wow, that's human achievement at its best, and it's being done in the name of service to something bigger than themselves. That's what this team has done for 70 years. And if you look at the cultural waves in society, you see that grow and fade throughout time. Korean War, Vietnam War, 1979 with the crisis of confidence. Onwards to today, where we've just been shattered by a pandemic and we're rebuilding from that right now. Division is everywhere. Building takes inspiration. That inspiration comes from teams like this that are willing to get out there every day and push themselves in the name of service to something bigger than themselves. Because although we've just come out of the pandemic, what I'll tell you is in my military career alone, there's always a COVID. 9/11, gas prices spike, financial crisis, sequestration in 2013, then the pandemic itself in 2020 and beyond. There's always a reason to give up hope. There's always teams like this out there to provide inspiration, to bring people together, and remind us that we're going to be just fine as long as we stick together out there and give it everything we've got. So I want to say thanks to all of you for showing up, not just at this event, but at this enormous air show. Thank you very much. And the last thing I'll say before I hand it back to you guys for the night is to take a look off the stage left right here, because these are the new Thunderbirds. We've chosen Huntington Beach to be the first training opportunity for our new team members. They are here right now, and they're going to take this team next year and make it even better than it was this year. So thank you guys for your patience, and thank you all for showing up for us. Have an amazing evening. Thanks, Pacific Airshow. See ya.
just want to say thank you again for coming out. Party's going to stay open, I think, till 9 o'clock. Really grateful for everybody being here. Have a great night. And we're going to have a great air show tomorrow. One more round of applause.